how are you? I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to English Cozy Chat. I am your host, Maria, and today we are going to be talking about me. I thought it would be nice to explain a little bit about myself in today's episode, so that way you feel like you know me a little bit better as you are watching other episodes. So just as a summary, my name is Maria. I am US American and I currently live in Spain. I live in a town that's outside of Barcelona, and I have lived here since 2013. I obviously speak fluent English. It is my native language. And I also speak fluent Spanish, and I have a pretty good level of Catalan as well. I live in the region of Spain which is called Catalunya, and in this region, Catalan is the national language. So that is the language that I am currently working on and really love learning. And as I have been kind of on my Catalan learning journey, I realized that I could potentially provide some value for people who are learning English in providing easy to listen to English listening content. So that's why I'm here. So I thought we could start from the beginning of my life to kind of give you a background and explain how I ended up here in Spain. I was born in the United States. I was raised mainly in North Carolina, which is on the eastern side of the United States. And I went to school there. I went to university there. And directly after university, I got a job offer in Los Angeles, in California. So I moved to LA directly after university, and I started living and working there. I actually worked as a cookware sales representative. So I sold pots and pans and utensils and toasters and all kinds of things that you cook with or use in the kitchen. I sold these to major retailers in the US. So I was in California for 3 years. I really loved living there. It was really nice, and maybe I'll do an episode later on explaining kind of my experience in Los Angeles and how I see it as a place to live. But I decided to make a very big change, and I had always wanted to live abroad. I actually did a study abroad, which is like, and they call it Erasmus if you're in Europe, but a study abroad is basically whenever you study for a few months in another country. So whenever I was in university, I did a study abroad in Spain for a few months, and I really loved it so much. And I was in the southern part of Spain, in Sevilla, and I always had this itch to come back. Whenever you say you have an itch to do something, it doesn't mean you have a literal itch on your skin, like something, makes you want to scratch your skin. It means you always had a desire, something internal within you that made you want to do something. That's what having an itch is. But I always had this itch to come back to Spain. And I always had a very big interest in learning Spanish. I did study some Spanish in university, but I never was really at a great level whenever I was living in the US, but I did have a big passion for learning. I absolutely loved the language and the culture and everything that surrounded Spanish-speaking countries. So at that point, I had to figure out a way to come live here. At that point, it wasn't so easy to figure it out, but I decided to come here to study. So I found a very good MBA program. An MBA is a master's in business administration. So I found a really good program here that I was very interested in, and I got in. And I ended up coming here in 2013. So I left Los Angeles directly to come here. And I did this MBA program and studied for a year and a half. That program was completely in English. And then after that program was over, maybe at some other point I can explain to you all a little bit more what my studies were like, because it was also a very interesting experience. After my program was over, I decided to stay here. My initial plan was to stay for a couple of years, and then it turned out to be, at first it started off being 2 years, and then it moved to 5 years, and then it was 7 years, and now it's been 12 years. It's a lot. But I really think that at this point I'm here to stay. I love being in Spain. I really value the life here. I'm going to be talking a lot on this channel of what it is like to live here and a lot of differences that I see living here versus living in the US. And overall, I am extremely happy with living here. I am also married to a German, and I am a mom. I have twin daughters who are almost 4 years old now. So it's been quite the journey. I came to Spain, studying and going out and having fun, and I've made this transition to being a mom and being married and doing all of that. But it does really feel good to be here. I really value the quality of life here, and hope to be here for a long time. For now, we're going to leave it at that. I really just wanted to explain a little bit about my background and how I came to move to Spain. And in other episodes, we'll talk more about what I like to do, what are my hobbies, everything like that. So thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you all have a great day, and I cannot wait to see you in the next episode. Bye.